Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Wednesday, the 9th of September. Starting off with Amigo Holdings, which has turned into a bit of a spectator sport fundamentally, but looking at the technicals, a few plus points for the bulls to look at. One is that we've held 11 pence. Two is that we've got rebound off the rising 20-day moving average. We've still got the 50-day line rising at 10 pence. And perhaps most importantly of all, we've got consolidation for the RSI at and above the neutral 50 level. So it's at 53. So that means we are half full rather than half empty at the moment. Obviously, a lot of resistance towards the upper teens there for the shares, but at least at the moment we are holding 11 pence, and a buy on dips is theoretically the technical situation at the moment. On to a stock which is rather more obscure, but looking healthy, I suppose one can say. Back of all group. Couldn't resist this really. It's a bear trap, pure and simple. If I can draw the appropriate line on the daily chart. So we had the low there in March. Let's say that's around 58p. And we had a 3-day close below that and then snapping back up again quite strongly today. In fact, we had an end of day close back above that old support yesterday. The view at this stage is obviously that we could at least retest the 74 and 3/4 level 2-month resistance for the shares from July and last month. After that, obviously looking at potential of a 90 pence retest, but just really highlighting the bear trap effect that we had on that. And also, as I've just revealed, it's a broadening triangle rebound as well. So that's a positive of the stock. RSI back above 50 there as well. So looks as though the shares will be able to sustain their current recovery attempt. Good to see Besant coming back as well, coming back up rather. Here we've had a bit of jiggery pokery it's actually a similar type of bear trap to the one we've just seen at the previous stock. So a bear trap below that June floor at 0.09. 2-3 days below that and then back up again. I suppose the key here is to break 0.13 or 0.14, clearing the 200-day moving average. If we can do that on a weekly close basis, then it could be up to the top of that rising trend channel from March as high as 0.2 pence over the following weeks. Stock which is totally new to the Bulletin Board Heroes, and that's always a good thing, is DWF Group. Here we've got we had the initial break of that falling wedge, giving us a notional entry point there around the 53 pence level. Good sideways consolidation with higher lows for higher lows versus July for August and September to date. We've got another trend line break that one can see really from here through the 50-day moving average at 61 pence. While we're above that, looking for a move towards the 200-day moving average currently at 93 pence. So let's see how that potential setup turns out rather. Next up is a situation which has been requested by somebody I regard as one of the brightest investors in small caps around. Somebody who's really good at sniffing out potential recovery situations. G3 Exploration is his request today, and here again we've had this sort of probing, bumping along the bottom price action since April. Slightly, a bear trap from below that 8.5 pence low of July earlier this month, or in fact yesterday, and at least while we're above 8.5, looking for a retest of that August resistance at 12 pence. Ideally, we're looking for much more than that if this really is the bottom. So something of the order of this trend line there. So broadening triangle there, heading towards 18 pence. So above 8.5 up to 12, and then best case scenario up to 18 for G3 Exploration. Thank you for that one. On to Hummingbird Resources, which I don't think I've covered for quite a while. Here we've got we had a spike higher earlier in the session, but still holding above the triangle, top of the triangle there at 37 pence. And the view is that while we're above that uptrend line from last month at 35 pence, we could see a top of June price channel target here at 50 pence, which will no doubt be a relief to bulls of the stock. I think the other point to note is the way that the 200-day moving average currently at 27 pence is rising quite strongly. And I suppose in addition to that, we've had a bounce of the RSI off the neutral 50 level as well. So things looking quite well aligned for the bulls there at Hummingbird, while we hold above the 35 pence level. Stock that I forgot yesterday due to advancing age is iNexus Global. Probably just as well because we had a spike, a bit of a bull trap effect through previous resistance there at 5 and 5.4 pence. But the key here is that if we can hold above that July peak at 4 3/4 on an end of day close basis today, then it would suggest that the shares are able to sustain a recovery and at least head back towards the 200-day moving average at 8.5 pence. On to stock which is now to fundraise today, and the share's actually now up a tad as well, which is normally a good sign. Stock going up on a fundraise is normally only seen in the more bullish of situations. So Powerhouse Energy, falling wedge formation there, just looking for an end of day close above 3.2 pence and that July resistance line to then hopefully deliver the long awaited move towards 5 pence and that June resistance line projection, which has been in place for quite some time. Stop loss obviously back below today's initial low at 2.75 pence for Powerhouse. On to Oriole, which has edged up today a bit. Obviously mining stocks like Besant look to be on the front foot at the moment. The positive here is really the way that we've got a rising 50-day line. We've had that for quite a few weeks now. End of day close above that at 0.38 could be enough to give us at least a retest of July resistance at 0.5 pence. Best case scenario target up towards 0.8 or 0.9, which is that March resistance line projection. But I think in the meantime, while we're above 0.36, most people would settle for 0.5 pence as the initial recovery there. Another new name for the heroes today, at least in the near term, is Seplat Petroleum. Really looks quite encouraging. We've broken that extended resistance for the share. The shares had at 60 pence, broken above the 50-day line at 55 pence a couple of sessions ago. And an end of day close today above 60 pence should see Seplat on the journey towards that April resistance line projection as high as 85 pence. Difficult to avoid alien metals these days. Great price action. I think they raised some money the other day and bounced back up again as well, which is impressive. Probably just now looking for an end of day close through 0.95. If we can get that, then we could see a fresh leg higher for the shares up to the resistance line there that I've drawn from way back in October 2018. So above 0.95, a new stage up for alien metals would be up towards 1.5 pence over the following month or two. So look, that's a very impressive looking bull flag that we've had over the last few sessions. Probably only really now back below 0.7, really delaying the upside scenario. Stock that I forgot to do in alphabetical order, but it was another request, is Eve Sleep, which hopefully the chart will come through now. Here we had the shares hit the rather ambitious target of 5.5 pence at the beginning of the month. We come back a bit now, but probably the view is that at this stage that while we're above that resistance on the way up at 4.8 pence, maybe give it down to 4.6 pence on an end of day close basis, we could still at least retest the best levels of the month to date at 7 pence, and hopefully that would happen by the end of next month. If you're cautious on the stock, maybe wait for 5.5 pence to clear before anticipating further moves to the upside. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.